Hi, YouTube. Thank you so much for coming to my live stream. I'm really, really excited to be here and to talk about Ray Higdon today. I feel like it's been a minute since I've chatted about him, so I'm really excited for this. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. It's only Tuesday. If you were at work today, I hope you had a good day at work. I was able to work at home today, thankfully, and I really like working from home because I can sleep in a bit and it's like I can be in my PJs and it like doesn't really matter what I look like, like I just have to seem relatively professional. Like when I'm like this on like a video chat with my boss, I just need to seem kind of professional and I appreciate that a lot more. So, hi Gary. Thank you for joining. I'm excited that you're here. Hi Tatiana, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. So, is anyone else working a little bit from home, even if it's like 1 or 2 days a week at home? And if you are, do you prefer working from home compared to working in the office? I feel like I have a little split. I would prefer like 2 days in the office, 3 days at home, I'd say. But let me know what you think. I'd like to hear it. So today I'm really excited to watch a Ray Higdon video. Haven't done him in a minute. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. And it's called How to Manifest Money by Doing This One Simple Thing. And then it says it's from Ray Higdon 1 month ago. So it's a relatively recent Ray Higdon video. Hi, Heather and everyone. Hi, Live Panic. Thank you for joining. I really, really appreciate it. I just went to trade school. Oh, like, are you currently going to trade school? Or maybe you mean like if you're working in the trades, you can't really work from home. Yeah, that makes sense. Gotcha. Okay, so he's kind of loud, and so I didn't want to turn him up all the way, but let me know if the volume is not loud enough. Okay, let's get started.
What are you doing? Shh, I'm manifesting money. Well, that's not going to work, but this video will show you exactly how to do it. So first I'm going to share.
It's already cringy. I went totally remote at the start of the pandemic, and then after 9 weeks, I retired on my originally planned date. Loved working from home. Woohoo! Retirement. That's awesome. That was, oh, then after 9 weeks. Okay, so it was a while ago. Well, either way, congratulations on being retired. I'm so glad you're able to retire and that while you're working from home, you like doing it. That's good. I just completed my foundational level for plumbing and pipes. Woohoo, that's cool. Good job. I cannot work with my hands at all. So we've already seen a really not sketchy, cringy start to Raymond's video where he's wearing really silly glasses and going, and he's manifesting money, right? And so that's obviously silly. And Ray is going to tell us how to manifest money the right way. I don't have anything against positive manifestation. I feel like I do that in my daily life, but my issue with it lies within the multi level marketing sphere. And we will talk about that. Hey, y'all, hand pink waving. Oh, was that supposed to show the hand? Because I saw hand pink waving. Hi, Janet. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you being here. It's always fun to see you in the streams.
Why basically manifest for most people. Next, I'm going to share the biggest key to getting exactly one. Lastly, I'm going to share my night routine that I do every single night that has helped me manifest a lot of money and a lot of other things too. So why is money hard for most people to manifest? There's two reasons, okay? Number one is most people have been programmed through Hollywood, through media, through politicians that more money is a bad thing. And they've been taught to hate the wealthy. You know, you look at one of the most popular movies of all time, Titanic, will we be seated according to class? And how would you classify the wealthy on the Titanic versus the poor? The poor are dancing around, having a great time, and the wealthy are very, right? And so you've been subconsciously programmed about that sort of topic your whole life, whether it was It's a Wonderful.
So we've been subconsciously programmed to hate the wealthy through politicians and movies and stuff. So I don't have a memory of a rich person in a movie being just bad just because he's rich. I have memories of rich people in movies being bad because they're criminals, because they abuse people, they steal money, they're drug dealers. It's not like I've never seen someone be portrayed as bad just because they're rich, not because they're not a good person. Hi, listening while driving home. Hi, Kirsten. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. You're welcome, Janet. Oh, well, yeah, that's what Hollywood has taught. I don't think rich people are bad. I think people are bad if they're bad people, if they treat others poorly, if they break the law, if they're dishonest, if they're manipulative, then I don't like someone. Had nothing to do with whether or not they're a millionaire. Hey, from Victoria people. Hi, Mark. Thank you for joining. Well, not many wealthy people are good people. I don't understand this comment, sorry. Well, not many wealthy are good people, so no. Like, maybe I don't know. Can you explain what you mean, Janet? Sorry, I'm confused today. Woot woot, Victoria. Yeah, Victoria. Victoria's lovely. Okay, let's keep going.
Life. Like who is the bad guy in It's a Wonderful Life? Potter, the banker that lent everyone money so they could have houses, right? And so, like, are there unscrupulous bankers? Of course there are, but there are also unscrupulous poor people too, right? Money just makes you more of who you are. If you are.
There are unscrupulous bankers and also unscrupulous poor people as well, and money just makes us more of who we are. I don't really understand what he means there. Maybe he means we need money in order for us to really live the way we want to live and to have the lifestyle and see the things that we want to see with our family. We need money. Like, money can't buy happiness, but maybe money can buy security and less stress and not having to worry about your financial status in life, right? So maybe it doesn't buy happiness, but buys stability or security, right? The clown town said, "This fucking guy." Yes, I agree. This is a video from 1 month ago, so it's still pretty recent. Also, go subscribe to the clown town, please. They recently did a great video with Ray. I only watched a couple, like a little bit of it here and there because I was pretty busy, but go to their channel. The name's right there, and you should watch that video. It was the part I watched was great. Some poor people suck too, so let the rich destroy the planet. Yeah, because he's telling us that we can't manifest money because we subconsciously think that rich people suck. And remember, this is within the context of multi-level marketing.
Trying to manifest money, but you have belief systems that say it's bad to have a lot of money, then it's like you have one foot on the gas, but also one foot on the brake. And so if you have this feeling that having lots of money is a bad thing, then you're never going to become that which you despise. And
We've heard people in MLM say things like, maybe you just weren't ready for the level of success. Maybe you weren't ready for the responsibility of getting lots of money. And he's telling us here, you are never going to become that what you despise. So in the MLM sense, we were programmed as we grew up to hate people who have lots of money. We despise it. And therefore that's why we don't make any money, because we despise people who have money. It's not like we're not making any money in MLM because it's a fraudulent business structure in which nobody makes money except for the few people at the very top. It's because we despise money, right? Okay. Yeah, and I kind of skipped over this. So recently, Ray Higdon is predicting end times, and says that he's some sort of religious prophet, which is really, really weird and it's really, really sketchy. And I know the Clown Town has covered that, and I can't remember anyone else. Like Echo Echo as well has Echo Echo covered it. I don't remember. I am so late. Dang it. It's okay. Hi, DC. Thank you for joining. Anyone watching me already follows DC, but go watch DC, subscribe to DC if you haven't already. Okay, so Janet said most wealthy people aren't good people. They are stuck up their own ass, and most people don't judge the wealthy because they're wealthy. Everyone I know judges people on if they are a good person. That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't like you might not necessarily dislike someone because of their wealth, but maybe what they decide to do with their wealth and how they treat people. Good point. And then DC is saying hello to everyone. Okay, let's keep going.
I wrote something on Facebook not that long ago. I said the reason that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer is because both parties are verifying what they believe to be true. So wealthy individuals believe it's easy to make more money, right? So they're going to verify that to be true. Often, poor people believe that making money is hard. So they also verify that to be true. Both parties are right. Their belief system. And what is very powerful for you to understand is you'll always prove what you believe to be right. Neville Goddard said it's
I think that kind of statement really shows the privilege that Raymond Higdon comes from, saying that poor people are poor because they believe that it's hard to make money and they just keep verifying that belief. It's not because of generational issues like generational poverty, I would say. It's not because maybe of racism or homophobia, or if a young single parent recently immigrated from another country and they're experiencing xenophobia or prejudice while trying to get into the workplace, it's not like there are structural inequalities in every country, United States, Canada included, that make it really, really challenging for lots of people to improve their financial status. If you're a young single parent and you want to go back to school in order to get a better job, but you don't have the money to do that, and you also need to have a babysitter to watch your kid while you're in school, that's not because you just believe that it's hard to make money. It's because it's actually hard to make money and you have forces working against you. Does that make sense? What was my other point? Oh, rich people are rich because they think it's easy to make money. I would argue against that. I feel like rich people had to work hard to make their fortune, at least at the beginning. Maybe they had like a more modest upbringing, which is why they like maybe why they worked hard to improve their circumstances. So I don't really agree with that either. I just think it shows his privilege. I missed a bunch of comments. Hi, Jessica. Thank you for coming. I've seen you in other streams, so it's cool that you're in mine. Thank you for joining. No, Ray, that is not the reason for wealth disparity in this country. Yes. Yes, Live Panic. I agree. And I don't care if you're living on the streets or the richest person in the world. If you're a bad person, a scumbag, and just nasty to people, then yeah, I'm going to judge and consider you trash. Exactly, Janet. That's fantastic. Great point. And then people saying hi to Jessica. Hey, DC. Oh, Janet saying hi to DC Valangas. And then, oh, everyone's saying hi to everybody. That's nice. He's such a fool. It pisses me off. I agree. And he's not even a good speaker. Like, you compare him to Frasier. Like, I would rather listen to Frasier all day. Melissa. Yo, hello, my people. Thank you for joining, Melissa. I really appreciate it.
it's not what you wish for, it's to prepare for its reception. He also said, anytime your wish is in conflict with your feeling, the feeling will always be the victor. So if you want a lot of money, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking that that would make you a bad person because those darn fat cats on Wall Street or whatever, then you'll just never get what you want, right? You're going to get what you believe to be true. You're going to verify what you believe to be true. You're going to live more emotions. Now that's the first part. And that's
So someone in an MLM, they aren't making any money because they don't believe they're worthy of it. They don't believe they don't prepare to receive that money. They don't dig deep enough to understand. He's going to tell us later why we want why we want the money. It's our fault because the belief of our ability to use that money isn't there. So we could follow his directions with manifestation perfectly, but obviously it's not going to work. But it's not because In my opinion, only my opinion, let me know if you disagree. I think manifesting money is probably bullshit, in my opinion. It's not because it's bullshit, in my opinion, it's because you didn't believe enough. Okay. Is he gonna break into song? When you wish upon a star. Not me refreshing YouTube for the past hour, hoping someone goes live because y'all already know y'all are my social life. I'm happy you're here. Thank you for coming. It's fantasy salad, word salad from Fantasyland. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. You're totally right, though. Make sure to like this stream. It helps Heather and it helps viewers find content that debunks Ray Higdon. Thank you. That's so nice. It's a lot easier to manifest money if you're rich. Yeah, I just want to say, like, in my opinion, it's bullshit, but I value everyone else's experiences and everyone else's belief systems. And so, if you've had positive experiences manifesting money specifically, you can let us know in the chat if you want, or like in the comments below. Not trying to like look down on anybody. Ray, you are just stressed. You are just trying to stress this point because you are trying to lay the foundation for when you take their money. Yes. Good point.
This is big, right? I mean, if you have a belief system that says having lots of money is bad, you're really going to struggle with money manifestation. The second part that makes it tough for most people is they just focus on money, right? They're like, I want more money in my bank account, and they try to manifest, a winning, lottery ticket or whatever. And you actually need to work past that step. So instead of just wishing for a bunch of money, because what would that do, right? You need to ask, what would I do with more money? You need to work that out. You need to prepare for its reception. When this is true of any manifestation, and this came to the people and they had been praying for rain, he looked around and he said, well, where are the ditches? And they're like, well, what do you mean? It's not raining. So, well, yeah, you didn't prepare for the rain. Right? So you need to prepare for the rain. You need to prepare for the money. What will you do with the money? Now, if you ask most people this question, what would you do with $1 million? They'd say, I'm going to give it all away. I'm going to be super charitable. And hey, I'm not making fun of that. That's great. But
you are making fun of it. You are making fun of it by making that stupid ass face that you make sometimes. You are making fun of it. And why are we bringing in religion? This is manifestation, manifesting money for the purpose of in our MLM business, right? You're trying to tell people how they can make more money. And so why are we talking about Moses? Why are we talking about religion? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. Y'all make sure you switch from top chat to live chat. Thank you. That's nice. Y'all are my social life too. Oh, like you, focused on money. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it per se. It's thinking that it's a law that applies to everything in the universe that usually goes along with the manifestation belief that is the problem. That is a problem. I think I've manifested things like I will do a good job on my presentation. I will make new friends at work, right? And that's not a guarantee that I'm going to make new friends at work. But if I just, like, for me personally, if I just keep repeating that I'm going to make new friends at work, then I am going to try to implement actions that will encourage me to make new friends. So like, okay, I want to make a new friend this month at work. So I'm going to say hi to people at the water cooler, or I'm going to go say hi to the new person that I've never met before with the hopes that I'll develop a workplace friendship. But I still have to put in the effort to make a new work friend. Me just stating it doesn't mean it's going to happen. He just mocked it. Yes, he did. Yeah, with his face. He always makes that face. Because digging a ditch will totally convince Mother Nature to suddenly make it rain. I agree. Prosperity, a gospel precursor. Totally. Also, shout out to both charity and mutual aid. Both are great ways of supporting other people when you're able to. Charity is through an institution, mutual aid is direct to the person. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great. But I feel like people in MLMs like to make it seem like the MLM is the only way you can donate to charity. But when you have an hourly wage, you could set aside some money every week, every month, every year, even if that's all you're able to do to donate to charity. Well, actually, washing your car in Colorado on a sunny day has been known to summon rain. I like that. 100%. I'm glad what I said about manifestation made sense. Just saying it does not make it fact. You have to back it up with action. And in the MLM world, if you say, I'm going to be a millionaire, and you try to back it up with action, it doesn't make a difference unless you can recruit hundreds of people. There are some studies about neural pathways that you can strengthen by behavior or thoughts, but it doesn't mean you have control over objects in reality. Right. Like, I think you can manifest things if they're reasonably within your reach. Manifesting a milli is a little silly, but I'm gonna keep manifesting more positive people in my life and such. Yes. Yes. Another example, like, for a while, I've been really since November, really consistent with strength training at home because I wanna be a little bit stronger because I don't have much upper body strength, right? And so I manifested, like, I'm going to work out with my dumbbells at home and get stronger. I'm gonna get stronger. I'm gonna get stronger. And then I back up that statement with action and being consistent with my workouts at home, and I'm actually getting stronger.
Why do you need it then? Why not just skip you and give it to the charity? So if we're asking the universe or God for more abundance, but you're just going to give it away, then why don't you just wish for the charity to get it? Right? Let's just skip the middleman. Then you don't pay taxes. And so, this is something you have to think about. What will I do with the money? And I'm not saying,
Off topic, but my husband went out to the store because he's gonna get some dinner, and I was like, "What are you getting?" Because we talked about him getting, like, this big Subway not Subway, but big sub sandwich, that's, like, our favorite thing ever. He's like, "Do you want me to get the sandwich? We can split it." I'm like, "Yes, please." So, he's getting the sandwich, and I'm really, really excited. I'm excited. Heather, I missed this. When did Ray post this? This was, like, a month ago. Approximately a month ago. Yes, last month, so it's pretty recent.
don't think about giving any away. No, do that. But what else would you do? Would you buy a new car? Would you spoil your mom and buy her a new house or a new car or whatever? You need to work past your attempts at manifesting money and instead work on what would I do with the money and start to live more into that, which we'll cover more in step 2. Step 2 is for you.
That's really related to your why, right? Because you can't just say, "I need to make more money." Okay, well, why do you need to make more money? "Oh, I need to pay my bills." Well, why is that important to you? "Oh, because when I grew up, my parents didn't have a lot of money and we really struggled month to month." Okay, why do you want to avoid that? "Oh, I want my children to live a more stable life financially." And then they try to really get to, like, the root of your issue of why you're seeking the MLM opportunity in the first place to make sure you really connect emotionally to what you're doing in your MLM. So I think that that's kind of the same thing. Hi, Christina. Thank you for joining. Yes, exactly. That's manifestation. You manifest it, you work towards it, you achieve it, not what he's saying. Yes, I completely agree with you. Food, rent, and gas is sometimes enough, just not like, okay, food, rent, and gas is sometimes enough, just not feel like life is not falling apart. Yes, yes, his privilege is awful. So you mean sometimes just covering the basics is enough and you don't need anything more. Yes, I completely agree. That's a good point.
For you to understand what you want, you have to create the feelings as if you already have that thing that you want. So here's what I've come to realize. Most people are very vibrationally congruent with their reality. So they want this stuff up here, but their reality is this. I don't have much money. And they constantly are harping on it. They're thinking about it, stressing it. They're seeing that which they don't have, not feeling good about what they have, because that's a reality. And I get it. People will say, well, dude, I'm just telling it like it is. Well, telling it like it is keeps it like it is. You justifying where you are keeps you where you are. So
You justifying where you are keeps you where you are. So if we are financially in a financially stressful situation or environment, if we're talking to our parents or our loved one about how stressed out we are, how we wish we had a bit more financial stability, that's why we're stuck in that environment, not because the job market's really hard to get into, not because of other factors that may impact how we do in life. I'm just thinking of how I was right after grad school when I was working part-time as a substitute daycare teacher and a babysitter, and I was looking for another job, right? Like a career-related job. And I barely made money for a year working at the daycare while also looking constantly for a career job. And I was not stuck in that situation because I had a negative mindset. I was stuck in the situation because I still needed to pay my bills while searching for a job. And it took me a long time because the job market for new grads is really hard to get into. It's really hard. Jasmine from WFAB calls this delusional manifestation. Oof. I have never heard that before. Imagine being in a job interview and they start grilling you on why you want to make a paycheck, right? It's like, I just want to pay my bills, be able to go do things with my spouse, and not be worried about money. Maybe put some money aside for retirement. That's my goal. Telling it like it is keeps it like it is. Then why did I get a disability out of nowhere? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and his privilege is just like dripping off of him in this video. Ugh. They're like, "We want work experience," and when you try to get experience, they say no. Right? Like, do you mean in, like, the post-grad job market? It was so hard. It was so hard. It was so so sad because like, I went to school and I worked so hard to get really good marks, and then I could not get my foot in the door because I feel like you need to get your first job in order to get your first job, and eventually did it, and now I have a pretty solid career already, but it's really hard to get in.
More congruent, the less likely life will change. Now, kind of like the Moses example, right? They said, well, it's not raining. Why would we dig ditches, right? So they were vibrationally congruent with a dry season. So that's what they got. It wasn't until they dug ditches to collect the rainwater, they became vibrationally incongruent. And all of a sudden, the result in their reality to that. So you need to spend more time with memories of your future than
Okay, okay. Sorry. Let me go back. Okay, so we are vibrationally congruent with our reality, and that's why we're not finding success. Can you imagine if we were in a sales job and we get some commission, right? And we're like, "Hey, boss, I'm really struggling. I'm not making much commission. I'm not making many sales. Can you please help me?" And instead of giving tangible not business tips, sales tips, instead of maybe like connecting you with a more successful coworker, instead of connecting you with more training, they say, well, you're vibrationally aligned with your failure in your sales job, and that's why you're not making any sales. No, an average work environment would actually give you some tangible tips. I agree. It is so depressing. Do you mean the post grad job market? Yes, it was terrible. Terrible, but I'm so glad to be out of that stage in my life and to be financially stable now. That's not no, Ray. Ray, your Sunday school teacher clearly sucked.
you need to spend more time with memories of your future than memories of your current or past. You need to see yourself having the money and doing with it that money, whatever it is that you would love to do if you had more money. And so, how this works is you start to become vibrationally incongruent with your reality, where you're not noticing all your challenges, all your missteps, all the things, all the bad, all the lack, all the scarcity, and you start to spend more time as if you already have that thing. Now, one of the best trainers.
I have stuff to say. I have stuff to say. Hi, Sam. Thank you for coming. It's always so fun to see you here in the live. So, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. He's telling us that we need to have memories of our future in order to find success. In the MLM context, I think that's imagining how you will feel when you are at the top of your company. Imagine the house you have. Imagine the time you'll get to spend with your kids. Imagine the vacations you'll get to go on. Imagine saving for retirement and for your kids' education. Just imagine being able to buy a house for your mom and your dad. Just imagine it. And then, off the basis of you imagining it, then it will become true. Even though we've already established that in order to find for this to actually work, you need to implement actions. But in the MLM context, if you implement the actions, you're still not going to achieve your wildest dreams. I feel like I'm swinging my hand around. Ooh. I've literally heard better explanations of the Bible from middle schoolers. I don't know anything about the Bible, so, like, I assume he's not super accurate here, but I would not know. But if we are ignoring our missteps, how will we ever learn from them? And that's a good point. It's what am I going to say? Toxic positivity, right? And so we're ignoring the challenges, we're ignoring things that go wrong in order to make sure we're vibrationally incongruent with our reality. But how are we supposed to learn from our mistakes? How are we supposed to improve and get better if we're just ignoring our challenges? Vibrating? Has he been in his microwave again? Well, I missed like the last 5 minutes because apparently Hubs and my 17-year-old had to talk to me at the time, even though they could have said this hours earlier. I'm not super Bible smart, but I was raised Christian, so I know enough people who are to know that this is bullshit. Gotcha. Yeah, that was a funny comment, eh?
Ever of this kind of approach is Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard done an amazing job of teaching this kind of process where you're seeing yourself as already abundant. And so the example that I'll share with you is something that has nothing to do with money, but I've used this exact same approach with money many, many, many times now. And so my example is ballroom dancing. And so about 1.5 years ago, my wife and I, we started doing ballroom dancing classes. And when I started, I was terrible.
This story is in another video of his. I do not know which video of mine I reacted to this in. It was a long time ago. I just thought it was hilarious. He retells his stories so much. He repeats this one all the time. I've heard this one already. Let me know if you watch his content, if you've heard this dance lesson story already. Hi, Sherry. It's so nice to see you here. Thank you for joining. This is a good one.
They're asking me, Ray, do you hear the rhythm and the doon, doon? I'm like, and I'm like Frankenstein out there stomping around, and I'm just not cool, not rhythmic, not coordinated. It just sucked. I'm going to make this story a little short. I expand on it more on this channel, but
Oh, Melissa, I have a Bible nut of a mother in addition to being raised, attending church and Bible studies and youth groups. And I was in a cult at one point where we read the entire New Testament in a weekend. Come at me, Ray. Wow. That's so interesting. I'm so glad you're out of the cult and that you're safe and like out of that environment now. And yeah, I'm just really glad you're here. I've heard this story too, Heather. Yes, he repeats it. He says that with more money, you can help more people, but yet, when are they going to start helping people? Yes, instead of abusing people, in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of people who have actually spent time with him before. And I'm sure you guys have all watched Julie Anderson's videos on Ray Higdon, where she actually talks about how people are treated by him in private. I'm glad you are here, Mel. Yeah. Oh, that's so scary, but I'm glad you're out and you're safe. And yeah, yeah. I don't know what else to say other than that.
that here I was showing up and doing these, classes, and I wasn't using my mind power. I wasn't using what I'm teaching you here right now. I wasn't spending time acting as if I already had the thing, versus I was just vibration congruent. I'm not a good dancer. I wasn't a good dancer. I'm not improving. I wasn't improving. And so instead, I went home. I started seeing myself as a better dancer. And I asked myself, how would I feel? And how would I know that's true? And so if true, then one, I would feel good. And two, people would compliment me. I literally, in my mind, started seeing people compliment me and how good I was at dancing. And what's crazy is
That compliment is his teacher in his dream. She said like this, much improved. And then in real life, she went, much improved. That's all that is. That was the compliment. My life has been weird. Now I'm a person of faith who cusses and defends the human rights of all and values context and asks annoying questions. I like it. I like it. Good job. I'm glad that you're a person of faith, but you're also like, I'm going to cuss as much as I want. That's awesome. Mind power. This is neuro linguistic programming. I have never looked into that, and I probably should at some point. Why do you think it is DC? Like, what kind of like methods is he using here? What's a refractor? How do you say that word? I don't know how to say that word. NLP is dangerous. Yes.
some of the compliments I saw in my mind actually happened in reality later on. And so what I didn't do is I didn't all of a sudden decide I'm a good dancer, then all of a sudden I was a good dancer. I just stopped noticing the missteps. I stopped noticing the miscues. I stopped noticing the I forgot the step. I stopped noticing all that stuff and spending time and energy on that stuff and started spending more time just seeing myself as being that good dancer. And then late last year, we actually went to a contest, international contest in Miami. We came in first place in salsa and cha-cha. And my instructor said, there was one day where you just really got so much better, so much faster, and you hadn't really been progressing. And then all of a sudden you just skyrocketed. That was the day I started using my mindset. That was the day I stopped just being vibrationally congruent with my reality. That's when your life will change. So
I have stuff to say, and I'm looking at Melissa's comments here. That's called a coincidence, but did you practice? Why isn't it just like you went to the lessons every week with your wife, and so the repetition of it made you improve? I'm thinking back to when I was like 12 and I went to hockey camps, right? And there was this drill that I could not do. We went up and down the length of the ice, and you would have the puck on one stick, you would pull it behind you, kind of like tap it up to your skate while you're skating, and then kick it back up to your stick and just do that again and again and again. And I couldn't do it. It was really hard. And we did that for like several minutes every day. And so set like maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So going up and down, up and down, up and down, probably doing it like hundreds of times. And I finally did it at the end of the week. I didn't manifest shit. I was 12 years old, 13 years old, but I still did it because repetition. Like what, Ray, you just improved because you went every week, you learned, and you got better. It has nothing to do with this bullshit. Like a factory only add re to the beginning and refractory. What does that mean? I don't know what that word means. There's something to be said for not overthinking certain things, but it ain't that deep. Yes. It could just be he improved. Could just be he improved, right? And I feel like for a lot of tasks, you will probably get better the more you do it, like dancing, like certain hockey drills or puck handling drills that sure, but for MLM in the MLM context, it doesn't really matter how often you practice and repeat things and visualize things. If you're not pitching your MLM, your business opportunity to the right people who don't know that MLM is a scheme, then it's not going to work. Just like in our last Amway video, one of the guys was talking about like if you keep doing it, if you keep showing the plan, then you'll get better and you'll get more prospects. But no, you could show the plan 600 times in 1 week. It doesn't matter if you're not showing it to people who don't know Amway is a scam. It's hard for me to type out. English was my worst subject in school. Aw. Thank you, but thank you for reading it, like sounding it out for me because I could not say that out. I could not say that at all. Oh, span of time after having an orgasm during which a person is not sexually responsive. Was he talking about that in a video? I like where did that come up? And if he was talking about it, like why was he talking about it? That's really weird because he's an MLM coach. Okay, I missed. Okay, here we go. And there's a huge difference to not overthinking dance steps and choosing to ignore self awareness in your entire life. Yes, completely agree. Hi, Charlie. Thank you for joining. But Ray made up his own definition for it. Oh, really? What was his definition? Ooh. Janet, that makes everything Ray says even creepier.
So next, I'm going to share with you my actual nighttime routine to do this exact thing so you can start manifesting more money. But before I go forward, what is it that you're trying to manifest money for? Is there a reason? Is it because you're, trying to pay your bills? I mean, I've been there before. At one point I was, in foreclosure, dead broke. So I understand what that's like. But what are you trying to manifest money for? If you can't answer this question, you're going to struggle with manifest money. And so help you to really clarify what would you do with the money. So let's say you manifest the money. What would you do with the money? Drop it in the comments. And I do read and respond to every single comment on this channel. All right.
He barely gets comments. Let's see. I love this. Very powerful. Awesome. We stay congruent with our reality. Yes. Those are his responses. Yes. Like, he's not, and he doesn't get many comments. Like, there's not that many comments. This would take 5 minutes to respond to. It's not that exciting, Raymond. It's not. It's not. Are we going to have nighttime skincare with Ray? No matter how many times you practice cold messaging, it won't increase your success rate of returned messages, thankfully. That's a fantastic point. Great point. I'm so sorry, Sam. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, I totally missed something, Sam. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore this. I'm sorry your operation site is still painful. I remember you saying that you had surgery in a past dream of mine, and I'm sorry you're still in pain. And I'm sorry I missed that comment. I didn't mean to ignore you. And I hope you feel better soon, Sam. Okay, let's keep going.
Right. So what is this night routine that I do every single night? Well, this is really tapping into seeing yourself as having the thing that what you want, which whatever that is. And in this case, it could be money, it could be something else. So there are a couple ways of manifesting. There's I think a more standard way is visualizing yourself as having the thing that you want, right? And that's been taught by many people. But there's another way of doing this, which I actually find easier. And that is via a conversation in the future. So every night before I go to bed, I pick a slice of time. Sometimes it's 10 years from now. Sometimes it's a week from now. Sometimes it's 3 days from now. And I picture myself having a conversation with someone, and they're asking me how the past has been for me. So literally everything that I'm sharing with them, I'm sharing from a past perspective. So these are not things that are going to happen. These are things that happened. And this is very important because if you're someone that says, I will do this, or I can't wait for this to happen, or I know this will happen, you're projecting everything in the future. And the problem is the future isn't a date. The future is always the future. So when you say, I will be making a lot of money, then a year from now, you will be making a lot of money. 10 years from now, we'll be making a lot of money. 20 years, you will be making, right? And so you stop projecting things into the future. It's more powerful for you to describe things in the past. Okay. And so I have this conversation.
Okay, wait. We should just let him talk. Sorry, I was about to talk, but he's going to actually explain it, and then it might make more sense. He never seems happy or joyous. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just how he presents himself, like how he talks and communicates, but I totally agree. That made zero sense. I agree. And I should actually let him get to his example.
For example, today here I am doing, our YouTube day, right? So I knock out 20 videos today and load them on our.
He knocks out 20 videos in a day. Is that why the content is always the same? And he always recycles his like 4 Ps or whatever. And he tells the same stories over and over again.
YouTube channel, which we do once a month. And then this weekend, I'm speaking at an event called Podfest. And there'll be a whole bunch of people there. I'm a keynote speaker, and I'll be sharing, from the stage. I've already had a conversation with someone a week from now on how excellent today went, how smooth it went, how fast it went, how awesome it was. And I've also already had a conversation with someone on how amazing Podfest was and how people came up to me and wanted to hire me immediately. And I got 3 new clients, and they're like some of my favorite clients I've ever had. I've already
You can kind of control that though. Like he said he was visualizing having a conversation with someone about how great his presentation was. Like you can control that to a certain extent. You can practice beforehand, you can study and prepare and like practice in front of your coworkers and your spouse and your kids, and you can control the majority of that. Of course, you don't know if you're going to get up on stage and get stressed out in the moment and like forget everything that you said, but that's something that you can kind of control. In the MLM sense, he wants us to talk about our future like it's our past and say, "Oh, yeah," he's gonna say this in a second, "I was really, really struggling, and then, like, my boss paid me more money, and then I found this side gig, and my life is amazing now," right? But as I said this already, we could put forward so many actions to actually get to that goal, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in MLM because for people to be at the top, you need to have the majority of people at the bottom. And Ray knows this. I think Ray knows that this is bullshit in the MLM context, but he doesn't care. Oh, wait, Ray. Oh, wait. Was this about yeah, you say more money helps you help more people. Then what have you done with your money besides piss it away on Grant Cardone? And then you said, "Oh, wait, Ray." He seems happiest when he's mocking people. We've seen that, right? The only time he's like animated and he's fun to listen to is when he's being mean. Is when he's being mean to people, so he's not fun. No sense. Ray, honey, do you realize how that sounds? I made a joke that he reminds me of Dennis Reynolds from Always Sunny Philadelphia. It's painfully accurate. Jessica, I will need to look into that because I don't know who that is. We're almost done the video.
already had that discussion. I've already had that conversation in my mind. And what I've done over and over and over is I have these conversations in my mind and then I see them in my reality. And so you need to spend more.
You do not see the conversations you made up in your mind in real life. You did not. That is a lie. I think that's bullshit, in my opinion. What do you think? Because, like me, Ray, I don't have money, but I still help people. Recently, I bought a couple of items on a shelter's Amazon wish list. Shelters nowadays have Amazon wish lists on their website. Oh, that's great. I love that. Like, helping people in the way that you can, right? Because not everyone can like donate millions of dollars to charity. And so donating whatever you can to buy some things for a shelter or donating your time, if that's more doable for you, is a wonderful thing because small things do help. Like saying hi to a homeless person in a shelter could make the whole difference for their day. So that's great, Janet. I love that.
More time with memories of your future, right? Because if it's repeated, it becomes a memory, right? You start to remember having this conversation.
So he says it's a memory of our future because if it's repeated, then we'll remember having that conversation. So it's a memory of our future. This doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about?
You start to remember the feeling sharing it with somebody. This is the practice that I do every single night. And if you want to manifest more money, this is what I would suggest. Have a conversation with someone in, it's in the future, but you're describing everything in the past. So, someone may ask you, hey, I hear you started making a lot more money. It's been amazing. I mean, my boss started paying me more, and then I started this side gig and it started generating a lot of money. And it was really incredible. And life has really changed. And so you're describing things in the past in this future conversation, which kind of tricks your brain and tricks your subconscious. Now, why before bed?
I love that, Janet. And so even though like at the point your family didn't have money to donate, but you had your time, right? And so on the weekends, like bring your kids down to the animal shelter and show them that it's important to help out in the way that you can, right? Like that's fantastic. I love that. What memory of the future? Yes, because we are thinking about it over and over again, so it turns into a memory. You are garbage. He's talking in circles, yes. I have no understanding of what he's saying. I kind of do. Like, the more times we visualize a conversation, like we keep visualizing it, we remember who like what we said and then how the person responds, and then it will eventually become a memory because we memorize the conversation, right? And so if we keep visualizing a conversation we had with our old best friend about how rich we are now, then it'll start to become second nature and it'll become more natural, and then it becomes a memory of our future, right? Where's my mouse? If you're describing things that never happened, isn't that a lie? Yeah, and that's an amazing point, Carol, because in the MLM context, I think that turns into pretending that you have a lot more success than you actually have, and talking like your future is already here, like you've already made lots of money, you already have your house, you've already retired your husband, even though you're not there yet. Yes, that's a great point. It's a spin-off of Dexter Yeager. And just give me your extra money. Ray Ray. Nope, just no. Ray's life sounds so sad. I feel bad for his kids. Yeah. Hopefully he's nice in real life to his family, right? Like hopefully he's a nice spouse and a nice parent, but he does not present himself very nicely on the internet for sure.
Because that's when your subconscious kicks in, and that is the co-creator of your reality. Such an important time. If you go to bed with negative emotions, you're going to get more of that. What I should say, whatever you go to bed with, that's what you're going to get more of. So make sure you're creating this powerful visualization, you're creating these powerful emotions as you're sharing some of the things that you're proud of and you're really excited about, and describe them in the past. Congrats on making it to the end of the video. I hope you got massive value from this. Feel free to subscribe, and I would highly suggest that you click that little bell, bing, so that you're notified as we upload new and free content. Feel free to share this with someone that you think could benefit from it, and just know that we really, really appreciate you. Feel free to check out the description for any kind of links or additional notes, and I hope to see you in the next video.
Ha! No, 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 stop. Stop. I'm pretty sure I've done this video before too. Okay, we're done though. We're done. So, what do we think? So, he was saying that you have to go to sleep with positive emotions and feelings, or else you'll wake up without, or if you go to sleep with positive emotions, then you'll wake up with positive emotions. I do agree with that. Like, that's the one thing I do agree with him on, because for me to go to sleep, I listen to like meditations, and it's like you're gonna have a good day tomorrow. You're gonna be well rested and you're gonna see your friends. But it's like more deep than that, of course, but it's like positive affirmations. And I do believe there's some value when you said related to that, because you go to sleep hearing like positive affirmations in your head, and like subconsciously you are going to like lean towards that, and you may wake up in a more positive mindset. In my opinion, that's the one part I agree with him on. Cannot stand this Dexter Yeager wannabe. I completely agree with you. All of these MLM coaches are clones of Dexter Yeager. Also, I sent you an email through my YouTube email, and I will post it here. If you want, you can go check that fan live export. I think this is it. Yeah, go check it and let me know what you think about that when I send you. heatherc.youtube@yahoo.com. Yeah, go send me an email if you have any ideas for videos that would be fun for us to talk about if you want to. No pressure, though. Oh, we got value, but it's not the value he wants it to be. We got entertainment value, right? Oh, I know way too much about my BFF/Wes's finances, but we're weird. Yeah, I don't really share much about finances unless it's like to my parents or to my spouse, obviously. Other than that, I don't really talk about it much, like specifics. I got zero value. He gives me brain ache talking in circles. I'm surprised Ray Ray doesn't come out with a positive affirmation soundtrack you can listen to while you sleep. Those are actually really helpful with sleeping, like, but you have to have like a calm, nice voice, and Raymond doing that would not be calming, would not be relaxing for sure. So yeah, I'll leave that on for a second. If you have anything interesting, you can send that to me. So this was really fun. I really liked this. Thank you to everyone who joined. I was going to do a Beachbody video tomorrow, but change of plans. The husband, I was going to say the spouse and I, the husband and I are going to go out for dinner. And so I'm going to do a shorter video tomorrow, and nothing to do with MLMs, but it's a business coaching company focusing specifically on gym owners, which is pretty interesting. And it's going to be a quicker video, but I think it'll be interesting and educational. And so if you're able to join, then feel free to. If it's not your thing, don't worry about it. That's totally fine. Because I know it's not what I like started to make my channel about, so no pressure. Who'd want to listen to him while you sleep? I'd have nightmares. Yay, dinner. Yeah. Yeah, we're probably gonna go to Boston Pizza tomorrow. I'm really excited for it. So, thank you to all these friends who joined. I don't think I've ever had this many people in my chat before. I'm really excited about what am I talking about? I'm really excited about tomorrow. Whatever. I can't talk. I'm excited about tomorrow. Hopefully some of you can join. Oh, just love Ray. Same, Gary. I'm sad I only got here for the last part. Oh, that's okay. Me too, Janet. I love y'all having a little date dinner. Yeah, we're excited. That's tomorrow. Can't wait. I'd love to join, but I also have a date night with my hubby. Oh, have fun. That's awesome. That's the best. I like the coaching videos. Thanks all. Oh, you're welcome, Charlie. I'm glad you like them too. Have a great rest of your day. Sorry I missed the end. No problem. So that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.